Good morning. Good morning. Apologies for the slight delay. This was slight delay. Okay, but about an hour delay in getting live this morning. I'm sure everybody is readjusting at the moment. We are certainly readjusting, and certainly the buzzword at the moment is pivot. We're all pivoting. Okay, all right. How's it going? At least the sun's out here in London, and the Thames is sparkling. So my name is Judy V, and I work with entrepreneurially minded people to be financially or become financially empowered so they can have the freedom that wealth brings. So I do that through it's incredible mind shift work, as well as looking at how we can charge your challenges and capitalize your challenges. And certainly we are in a time where we would be really wise to look at how we can capitalize our challenges. So my focus is, it's going to be a little bit, well, it's going to be the polar opposite to what majority of the focus is at the moment. So much focus is on the negative, is on the drama, on the fear, and yes, it is pretty yucky what's going on. It really is. And if you are directly affected by the virus, it really is awful. But in the meantime, the wheels of the economies and the wheels of life will keep churning and need to keep churning. And we need to, I believe, we need to actually consciously be always mindful of being part of the solution rather than part of the problem. And being part of the solution as well has the added benefit of ensuring that our immune system is kept high and we're not weakening our immune system to essentially fall vulnerable to the virus. So, I had epiphany a couple of days ago, and I realized that, you know what, when we get through this and we look back at this, I'm pretty sure that this will be called a black swan event. I'm absolutely sure of it. And a black swan event is life changing. Okay, the world changes on it. Okay, so and it doesn't often happen. All right, we're right in the midst of it, and it doesn't often happen in people's lifetimes. And we're right in the midst of it right now. So what is a black swan event? Okay, so it's an event. It's a surprise event. It's come out of nowhere. It has a major effect. And it basically went after the effect, when we're over it, when you look back, in hindsight, you can see how the signs were there that it was inevitable. Okay, so that in essence is what sums up a black swan event. But additionally to that, like with anything, any form of absolute chaos or absolute catastrophic event, there has to, by default, by the laws of the universe, there has to be a balance. Okay, so with the extent of that drama and catastrophic challenge that we are facing right now, it stands to reason then, if you understand the laws of the universe, that everything is balanced. You can't have one without the other. You can't have pain without you can't have pain without pleasure. You can't have gain without loss. You can't have challenge without support. If you understand the laws of the universe, then you understand that as extreme and catastrophic as the challenges that we're experiencing right now, equally there are incredible opportunities. So my goal through this time is to guide, empower, and certainly mentor as many people as I can through the opportunities of this time. So I want to leave you today. What I want to do today, what I want to speak about today, is like 3 things that I really, really feel like it is very wise for you to do during this time, and they will certainly set you up for keeping you out of the drama, keeping you out of being sucked into just seeing the challenge, the catastrophic challenge that we are experiencing at the moment, and more start focusing on beginning to explore the actual I suppose the opportunities all right? But you can only explore those opportunities with a mindset that's not absorbed with the challenge, all right? And these 3 tips I'm going to give you today, I really believe that they will help you, guide you from being absorbed by the challenge towards investigating where the opportunities lie. Okay, before I give you those 3 tips, you might be saying, well, what the do I know about this type of challenge, right? I can tell you, hand on heart, I know everything about this type of challenge, because what we're experiencing right now is we're all experiencing a feeling of imprisonment, okay, in lockdown, where our freedom of movement is being taken away. We can't travel. A lot of people can't go to work. We're having to work from home. For a lot of people, that's a whole new paradigm. We can't go to restaurants and bars. Our freedom of movement is completely being shut down. We are then also, we can't meet with friends. We can't go friends for dinners. Couples, boyfriend, girlfriend can't go and meet each other, that sort of stuff. It's like, it really is, it is a form of imprisonment, okay? And that was my life for almost 20 years. I was imprisoned from when I was like 3 years old until I escaped in my early 20s. Okay, so through those years, not only was I imprisoned, but I experienced extreme challenge. It was extremely violent experience. So through those years, I had to learn to adapt. I had to keep myself from being swallowed up by the drama, by the challenge, by the horrendous violence I was experiencing. In order to keep myself from being swallowed up with that and succumbing to the agony, the sheer agony of that, I had to really dig deep to find a balance, to find where the opposite side of the scale was. Now, as a child growing up and a young adult who didn't get to school, I wasn't able to contextualize this in words, but it was what I was intuitively doing. Okay, and as I intuitively did this, as I managed to pull myself out of the drama on a day-to-day basis, out of the angst and catastrophic violence I was experiencing, as I managed to pull myself out of there and start looking at where I could find peace, where I could find love, where I could find joy, that is when my heart started to open up to also the perfection of what I was experiencing. One of the things that's going to be really, really challenging for us at the moment is the silence. Okay, around our homes, the silence, the sheer silence. I mean, for me, we live on the river, and the River Thames, right next to Tower Bridge, and normally there are party boats going up and down that river from like real early in the morning. There's cargo boats, there's cruise liners, there's like public transport boats going up and down. There's people always, tour groups outside. There's always like photographers and skateboarders and kiddies on bikes and kiddies with footballs. That's all quiet now, and I'm sure for you it's the same. This quietness is it's unnerving. Okay, use that to your benefit. Use that silence to your benefit. Okay, that's what I learned to do. Is I learned to use the silence of my isolation to my benefit, because without distraction, I could then start focusing on who I was, what I was, what did I want out of life, where did I want to put my focus in life. And this is what's going to lead. This now leads me to the 3 things I want you to do, that I really, really believe will help navigate you from being overpowered in the challenge of what we're experiencing, and then move you towards being able to see where the opportunities are. So right now, there's an opportunity for you to reevaluate your life. Okay, so that's the first thing. Reevaluate where you're going, where you've come to. Reevaluate how you perceive things that have happened to you throughout your life to this point in time. If you feel that you've experienced challenge, you've had more challenge than support in your life. Now's the time to start reevaluating that. Start looking at that and seeing where were the opportunities that those challenges in the past gave you. What did they give you? Because when we apply a meaning to a challenge and we label it all bad, that forms part of our belief structure, and it impacts the way we move forward. And dare I say it, it handbrakes our opportunities as well. So now is an opportunity for you to reevaluate everything that you've experienced in life, that has happened in your life, that where you've come from, where you are at now, and where you would love to go to. Because the important thing, it is vital, it is so important for you to stay. Another reason that's so important for you to stay out of the drama, out of the fear, out of the panic, out of the challenge, is that you don't start feeling that this now is the norm, because that happens very, very quickly. As human beings, we need certainty, right? We hate uncertainty. And if we're surrounded by this drama and this challenge and this catastrophic event, and we get sucked into it, the certainty will be, well, this is our life. This is how life is. Because we seek certainty so much. Our amygdala, our reptilian brain, it seeks certainty so much, and it needs it so quickly. So if you're sucked into the whole drama, the fear, the panic, and the challenge of what we're going through right now, the certainty that your reptilian brain will seek will be that this is the norm, and therefore you will need to create your life around that norm. Okay, I'm going to challenge you to not do that, to be okay with uncertainty, to stay out of that challenge. Be okay with uncertainty, because we're going to be navigating this. We're all navigating this together, but you don't have to navigate it in the fear. You can observe the fear, observe the challenge, right? Observe what's going on, but don't get sucked into it. So remain out of it, because it is not the norm. This is a black swan event. This will pass. All right. So the more you keep out of it, the more you realize that this is not the norm, then you'll be able to not only identify the opportunities, but capitalize on those opportunities, so that when we come through it, because we will get through it, you will be able to, your life will never be the same again. And as there's two things. We're going to come out of this, winners or losers. And the winners are going to be the ones who didn't get sucked into this and seek out the certainty in the drama. Okay, there's where you're going to lose, because you can't see where the opportunities are. The winners are going to be the ones who are going to be able to sit with the uncertainty, and actually then be able to spot the opportunities and capitalize on those opportunities. And the number one opportunity is you get an opportunity to reevaluate your life. What is it that you would really love? And the other benefit of that is it helps you get clarity on your vision, on what your purpose is in life, and what it is that you would truly love. Okay, that is a significant benefit of you having the opportunity to reevaluate your life. Okay, so what is it you would love to create? Because we are the creators. Everything that where we are, we have created. So if you accept the fact that where we are, we've created. So we can create whatever it is that we would love. The second one is we have time. A lot of people now have more time. How many times have you wished for more time? Because I have spent, the past 10 days now working pretty much 15, 18-hour days with clients from all over the world, helping them pivot. Okay, this pivot is the new buzzword. Okay, helping them pivot their life, what they're doing with their life, where they're going with their life, and the opportunity. And one of the great benefits of this, being able to do this right now, is they've had time, right? How many times over the past few years have you said, where does the time go? I've got no time. I can't do this. And how many times have you actually you've probably, like me, you've got probably websites open, on one of my browsers, I have 40 websites open. 40. Okay, that I want to come back to. I've got to go back to that. I want to read this. I want to look at this. How many books have you got? I have about 20 books by my desk here that I keep meaning to get to, keep trying to get to. Don't have time. We have time now. Okay, so great opportunity to reevaluate what we've achieved, what we've done, what we've experienced. Reevaluate the meaning we have applied to experiences that we've had. Look at how reevaluate our belief system, how we got to where we got to, and where we would love, and reevaluate where we're going in life, what the trajectory was we were on. Is that really what we would love? And if it's not, how can we change it? How can we shift gear? How can we change direction? And we have the time to be able to put into that. Okay. The other thing is, as I mentioned earlier, the third thing is the silence. We have the silence. We haven't got the distraction. So it takes time to get used to this silence. I mean, as I started with this, I talked about, it's incredible. The sheer silence it's deafening. It's almost so, it's like the silence is deafening. But use that to your advantage. Use that to quieten your mind. Because the more noise there is, the easier it is to distract. And also, the more noise and the less time we have, the more excuses we have for not actually connecting with our inner heart and soul. Sometimes we are afraid to do that. Sometimes we're afraid to take that journey. Excuse me. Sometimes we're afraid to see who we really are, for fear of what we might find. But I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, and I spoke about it a bit earlier, is the time in which I'm going to tell you a very quick story, and I'm going to tell you a very abbreviated version of that story. But the time in which I spent many years locked up, what I found was beauty. I found my heart and soul. I found a connection with the universe, my higher self, my greater self, my spirit. At the time, as a child and as a young adult growing up, I used to call it my something, because I wasn't educated. Okay, I didn't have language. I wasn't able to articulate experiences, but I had my something. And I knew that no matter what happened, no matter what challenge, no matter what beating, no matter what experience I had, and some of them were horrendous and life-threatening, many of them life-threatening, but I had my spirit, I had my something, which in actual fact was my spirit. And I knew that once I had my something, nothing could break me. There was nothing, no mortal impact on my physical being could touch my something. My something was greater than the sum of who my physical body is. And that was extremely powerful. And in that was tremendous wealth, tremendous joy, tremendous peace, and a sense of unstoppability, if that's a word. Okay, a sense of knowing that there is nothing I cannot do, I cannot achieve, I cannot be and do and have. It's just so powerful. Here's the thing. When I did eventually escape, I lost that something because I got consumed with living, learning to interact with society, learning to be one of the many, learning to catch up, to be one of everybody, to be a part of society. I got caught up in the noise. Okay, I made sure there was lots of noise, lots of activity, made sure there was no time. Okay, and that's when my life fell apart. And I started taking overdoses, and it was really hell. It was horrible. It was hell. And it was when I woke up one day and I realized that in actual fact, the truth of joy and inner peace is a connection to your inner self and a connection to the universe. That there is no earthly challenge you cannot thrive through. But lose that connection, that is the definition of hell on earth. You lose that connection with your inner self, your heart and soul, your connection with the higher self, with the universe, you lose everything. And we have an opportunity now to reconnect with who we really are, to reevaluate our life and where we would love to take it, to take an opportunity to reframe the silence we're experiencing and start using that as a tool to help us calm the mind, quieten our mind, come down into our heart, and start asking some serious questions. Okay, so there's 3 things that you can do to navigate from taking yourself out of the drama, taking yourself out of the challenge, out of the experience we're having right now, into a place where you sit with the uncertainty and start looking at where the opportunities lie right now. And that is, you get an opportunity to reevaluate your life. You got more time, and use the silence to help you do that. Okay. All right, guys. Wishing you lots of love and care. And I look forward to seeing you again shortly. Take care. Bye-bye.